How you guys doing? This is Jason with Tuna Tech, and I'm back with another Should You Buy. And today, should you buy the Pixel 7 Pro from Google? Alright, so if you haven't seen already, check out my channel, a bunch of videos I have, and there should be a video on the unboxing of this 7 Pro in Hazel. I am going to go out on a limb and say this is my favorite color. There's a white color and there's a black color, but this by far is just a different color for me. I enjoy it. Google has a way of introducing different colors when they release phones, which kind of gets some hype going, I guess, if you want to say that. But the real question I want to know is, in the crowded cell phone market that we are in today, should you buy a Pixel 7 Pro? Well, I'll be honest with you guys, I've been rocking the iPhone 14 Pro, and I'm going to say I prefer the 7 Pro and have been using it daily with my Pixel watch. So before we go any further than that, let's first talk about the good things, the things that I do like. For one, the 6.7-inch Quad HD screen is fantastic. It's got 120 hertz. It's smooth. It's buttery. It works. It's covered with Gorilla Glass Victus, so I haven't noticed any scratches without a screen protector. And it just seems to work. Screen is very bright in daylight, so I mean, I think they say 1500 nits max, but all I can say is I took us out to a local pumpkin field, taking pictures with the family, and it was 70 degrees, sun overhead, and I could see videos, pictures, and anything I could do with it. So the screen on this is fantastic. It's vibrant, it works well, it's got a quick refresh rate. I'm not going to go into the specific details of all the specs because for the general consumer, we just want to know if it works, and it works, and it's fantastic. The next thing I'd like to talk about is the cameras, which I know I should jump to this right away, but the cameras are fantastic. This is one of the main reasons I buy a Pixel phone. The iPhone 14 Pro is no slouch. It's a very good camera, and it's got the stovetop look as opposed to the visor look of the Pixel. But I feel like Google's computational photography really sets it apart and makes it that much better. And I know this might sound kind of weird, but if you've ever owned a Pixel phone, you know when you snap a picture, it kind of does that little hesitation and it says processing, and snap, it kind of shows you something. That's what I love about this. Not only does it still do that, which is very much quicker than it ever has been, but it just, you look at the picture like, oh man, it's gonna turn out terrible, and then snap, it is amazing. Well, along with the features, it's got the optical zoom, which is the periscope right here. It's got a 50 megapixel main and a 12 megapixel wide, and the zoom is, I believe, 48 megapixel. These cameras are fantastic. Now, everyone's going to come out and say, well, oh, you've got the iPhone 14 Pro, it's the best for video. Well, I'll be honest with you, most of the videos I shoot are point and shoot with my family. If I'm making videos like this one today, or any video that's for professional use, I'm usually using dedicated DSLR or camera, so I don't have my phone. Very rarely do I use a phone to record videos. I used to years ago, but haven't recently. Basic video, again, I went to that pumpkin field and I was shooting videos and pictures, and the video was fantastic. It has cinematic blur. I don't really get into that. The downside to cinematic blur on the Pixel, I've heard, it only does 1080p with that, and it's kind of hit or miss. But I have had, like I said, I've had iPhones before, and I very rarely use any of those special features. I shoot the video, and that's it. If you look at the track record of a lot of these phones, most of these phones, hardware is iterative, or what I mean is, it's very lightly upgraded from the previous year, but they try to make it feel more by adding tons of software. And Google is very synonymous with this. Is that a bad thing? No. Google is a software company first, and I would say a hardware company second. This hardware feels great in the hand. It's kind of a curved side right here. It's got the stainless steel sides, and it kind of molds the visor into the frame. Very, very careful with this. One downside to this, which I didn't want to do it yet, but these are very easy to scratch. Just like with iPhones that have stainless steel sides, but It's got a lot of fingerprints on it, but I go online and bought a basic Ringy Fusion case. They're clear, so you can show off that beautiful stainless steel and color you wanted to show off. And it's light and thin, and it protects. And so far, I've used this the entire time I had it, and the visor has had no scratches. So just a heads up, Ringy, Amazon. I'll try to put a description in the link in the description below if I remember. But yes, Ringy basic case there. I do the same thing for the iPhone. I don't know if it's a Ringy case, but it's just a basic plastic, TPU case so you can see the colors. Okay, so cameras are fantastic. Video is great. So what else do we have? Well, it's got stereo speakers and they sound okay. I've never been impressed with any speaker on a phone. It's just, they're not made for that. Going back to the cameras, as you can see, there's a little line that lights up around there. It does have face unlock. It's not Face ID-esque. It's very basic, but I set it up in a setting so when I look at it, it automatically opens up without having to swipe up. I believe you can do that with iPhones too. I don't know, maybe not. But the camera on the front is very good. I just want to say it's around 11 megapixels, a little shy of that. And the pictures come out fantastic. There's a wide aperture mode. You can click on it and get more people in there. I use that. And again, Google used a 12 megapixel sensor for 3, 4, 5 years and had amazing pictures coming out of it that were leaps and bounds better than 48 megapixels. It's not about megapixels all the time. It's about aperture, lens, sensor size, a bunch of stuff, and then your computational photography and all that stuff. So Google has moved on, and that's where this phone shines, the software. So it's got your call screening, which to me is amazing. It's got transcribing on everything. It's just simple to use, and it just feels like it integrates with part of your life. So when you open it up, it just feels like it's there for you. You hold down and you can do your customization of the screen. I'm not so much into that. I have not changed it at all since I've opened it from day one. And it just seems to, it's smooth, it works. Some people said, can you play games on it? I've played, don't hate me on this, but my kids are on Roblox, so a lot of times I'll jump in to see what they're doing. It's played Roblox. It's played a game called World War II that I'm really loving to watch. If you see some of my shorts, I've been playing on the Fold 4, and it works. So the last thing I want to touch on is battery life. So this has the Tensor G2, which is the second iteration of their Tensor chip, and benchmark wise, what is it, 5, 10, maybe 15% faster on paper, but where it's supposed to be better at is efficiency. If I handed this phone to a normal person on the street who didn't know much about phones, they would say, oh, it's a nice phone, it looks good, it lasts all day. A techie would say, oh, I'm an iPhone person, blah, blah, blah. So the battery, I average anywhere from 7 to almost 9 hours of screen on time. And like I told you, I went to a pumpkin patch got there about 11 o'clock in the morning, and my phone was on charger because I plugged it in for Android Auto. When I got there, I was taking photos, videos, watching a live game, college football game, while kind of walking around. And when we got done about 5 o'clock, it was at 66%. To me, that's fantastic. And then I drove all the way home, and by the time I put it back on the charger at 10 o'clock at night, I think it was at 55%. So I still had a whole another day plus on it. So it depends on your usage, but you will have no problem getting 24 hours plus of battery life on this with moderate to heavy use. And that's with me having my Pixel Watch plugged in and connected at all times, and everything just seems to work. So should you buy this? I'm saying goodbye to the iPhone. I'm going to hang on to it, but it's no longer my daily driver. I just don't like it. I may be the outlier there, but I enjoy Pixel software. You get media updates, security updates. I'm running the Android 13 beta, but either way, everything just works. The cameras are fantastic, the sound is good, the screen is fantastic, it feels good in the hand, it's not too big, it's not too small, and it just helps you with your life in general. So if you are not locked into the Apple ecosystem, or you are not an Apple Apple diehard, sorry about that, I would suggest you try this and buy it. Very little bugs. I mean, if I've had any bugs, they haven't been enough for me to remember them. And the cameras are what you're buying it for, but the experience is going to keep you in. And Google is building out on their ecosystem. They've got, like I said, the Pixel Watch, which I'll do a review on maybe later. And they've got an upcoming tablet. They're not building devices to steamroll in specs. They're not top of the line specs, but they're lifestyle devices, I would say. They fit your life, they work with you, and they try to make your life better. People say, oh, well, Google is not secure. Apple, Google, whatever, they're all secure to a certain extent. And I would say I have no problems. It's got the Titan M2, or the Titan chip, their security chip that's built inside, and a lot of things are done locally on the device. So if I were you, I would suggest highly, highly, highly that you purchase this device. Thank you very much. We'll catch you next time.